guys, I'm Member. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. So today I'm excited to announce the amazing collab I'm doing with Capricorn Venus Tarot. We decided to do a video about secrets. Her video is going to be about what people secretly think about you, and this video will be about what major secret is being revealed. The link to her video will be in my description box, so go check her out afterwards if you haven't seen her video yet. So for today, we have 3 piles. We have this amethyst for the first pile, and this card is Full Moon in Cancer, Let Your Fears Dissolve. And then the second pile we have is the, Green Adventurine. I was like, Green Amethyst, and I'm like, that's not right. And it's Full Moon in Virgo, Take Inspired Action. And then the third pile is Rose Quartz, and we have the card Last Quarter Moon in Scorpio, Reveal What Needs to Be Seen. So take your time, go to whatever pile you feel intuitively called to, and the links to the piles and her amazing video will be in my description box. And I forgot to announce that I'm also opening up personal readings, and my readings will be available on my website. So go check out that, and that is in the description box too. There's a bunch of good stuff in the description box. So take your time, go to whatever one you feel intuitively called to in the piles, and I will see you guys on the other side. Hi, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So today we're doing what major secret is being revealed. You have Full Moon in Cancer, Let Your Fears Dissolve. Last Quarter Moon in Taurus, Be Proud of Yourself. Starry Night, Acceptance. Toadstools, Growth. 11, Deep Quiet, Meditation and Stillness. 1, A Tidy House, Clarity and Organization. True North, Stay True to Yourself. Sun, Find a Balance. 16, Patience. 38, Fourth Chakra, Archangel Raphael. 37, Descendant, Invitation, and 5, Leo, Shine. So what I feel like is being revealed for you guys is this like deep acceptance of who you are as a person. I feel like I kind of get like hermit vibes, so like reflective vibes, and maybe being a little bit more isolated than you normally are. And I don't mean like isolated as in like alone. I mean like you are taking time to reflect and taking time to look at yourself and grow. I feel like you guys have done some deep growing just recently, like deep growing. And I feel like you guys are kind of coming out of it and seeing the growth in a totally new way. Like you're seeing the growth that's inside of you come to your outside. Like you're seeing it in your 3D world. There's this deep, real, satisfying acceptance and confidence in yourself that you may have not felt like has been there in the past as much as it is now. I also see 11 and 1, and I've been seeing, oh my god, you guys, I've been seeing like 11 so much, and 111, and I just feel like your wish fulfillment, whatever you are wanting to implement in the 3D, you're seeing or about to start seeing. Some of you could be moving to a new space. I'm moving soon. I'm getting an apartment, and moving is really hard, but it's like I feel like you're kind of in that space too of not like moving, but like you could be moving, but I'm just meaning like there are things that you are changing so deeply that you are now implementing in your 3D world, and the changes that you're implementing in your 3D world are part of your wish fulfillment. So a major secret being revealed is that the growth inside of you is like really starting to come out into your 3D world for the first time, or in a major way. Like you could be moving, you could be starting a really great new relationship, you could be ending a relationship and breaking up with someone that is not good for you and truly being able to leave them behind for the first time, and you may have been with them for a very long time. You could be really meeting your soul family and finally feeling the ability to be seen and going out into the world and having confidence in yourself. Some of you, I feel like, are totally in this mode of like, my energy is, this is what I'm hearing from you guys. My energy is my currency. My energy is beautiful and valuable and special. And if you can't, I'm going to be very like discerning about who's going to come into my energy and who's not going to be coming into my energy. And I'm going to vet you in a way that is a lot more like Queen of Swords energy, kind of like really like seeing how it's almost like when you meet someone, you're like, okay, what is my intuition telling me right away? Like you're deeply, deeply coming into a space of being able to be still and on it, like in yourself, to be able to then like see how you're feeling when you meet somebody. Like if you meet someone new, you're cautious, patient, taking your time and looking at them through eyes that are very discerning. And it is a very beautiful place to be. It really is. And that is because you have grown and have this deep acceptance of yourself, but you're also finding this beautiful valuing of yourself, and there's this pride in yourself that you may have not felt before. And it's because you've taken so much freaking time and have learned. Maybe the last couple lessons have all been about patience, because that's what I'm feeling. Your last couple of lessons have just been about being patient and maybe not getting what you want right away. And now because it's almost like Spirit had you go through that to learn what patience is, so that you can be okay in yourself, so that if someone comes in your life, you don't need to have them in your life. You're filled inside. You don't need to take them in just because you're desperate because you're lonely, because you're not lonely, because you've done a lot of inner work to be able to cultivate this beautiful independence and this beautiful just feeling of like, I am worth so much and I finally know my value. And if you can't meet me where I need to be met, then I don't need you in my life. And so that's why this beautiful patience and discernment and caution is coming into when you meet people. And that may be a major secret being revealed to you, like this new ability to really take a step back and not jump into things that you may have previously jumped into to fill a space. Like the space is filled. Spirit's saying the space that you used to have that was open, that was like, I don't like the word needy, but like maybe a little bit more like, I need something to fill this emptiness, that's gone. You've filled that space, and that major secret's being revealed. Spirit is saying, if you are doubting you filled that space, you have filled that space, and this is confirmation that you have filled that space. And it's like so beautiful. Spirit is so freaking proud of you, and I am proud of you, because this space, if you've had trauma, let's just say you've had trauma or really painful relationships or really painful childhood, there is always going to be a space that's created inside of you that's empty, that needs to be loved because you didn't get that love maybe when you were a child. And so what you've been doing recently has been cultivating patience. It has been filling this beautiful space inside yourself and loving yourself and reparenting yourself and giving yourself that love that you are not looking at anyone else to give you, maybe for the first time in your life. And I don't know about you, but that is some serious shit right there. Like seriously amazing, seriously like meaningful. I cannot tell you, there's no words, I believe, that I can even use that would convey how amazing that is to have that space filled inside you. And I think that inner pride, I'm feeling pride about like that inner space being finally filled, and that feeling of like, I don't need anyone else to make me feel filled anymore, and I now have me in the most full, whole way, and like I just don't need anyone to fill that space anymore. And that is so satisfying, especially if you spend so much time trying to heal that. And I feel like most of you have spent a lot of time trying to heal that space and just trying to make yourself feel peace and calmness and love in yourself. And these last few lessons probably have been the hardest ones, as in like, it's just been very difficult and the lessons have been really strong. And that's because you have done so much work that the last few lessons are going to be the hardest, like, and they're not going to end, right? This is not about being like at the end of the journey, because that never will happen. But Spirit has really, it's like, it's almost that saying of like, you never give, like God never gives you more than you can handle kind of saying, which I don't know. I always had a hard time with that one just when I was younger. Because I was like, that's bullshit. Like, why do I have to like go through things just because I can handle it? But like really though, at like a soul deep level, you are being given these harder lessons, and these lessons that are really like deep lessons, because you are ready for them, and because you are ready for them because your life is ready for them. And when you cultivate these types of lessons, like this patience lesson, you don't need, like, okay, like for me, right? Like I'm getting an apartment, right? And I have this desperate need that I know is born from trauma to get out of where I'm at right now, because I've been with someone that I haven't been wanting to be with for a long time, and I've known it's been over, he's known it's been over, and I'm just like, I need to get out right now because I have the opportunity now to do it, right? And it's like, I'm like been waiting for this forever. So one of the lessons for me, and I think it's a similar lesson for you, is this like deep patience of like, I don't need to leave right now because I know that it's not if, but when I'm going to be leaving. And I don't want to like find an apartment like out of desperation. Like I went to an apartment last night, right? And I was not in an area I like, and I have kids, and I'm trying to make sure that I find an apartment that I like, right? And out of like, I felt that desperate like thing of like, I need to get this done. I could do this right now. I could get an apartment right now. But it's like my intuition, right, was telling me, wait, you don't need this right now. Let's find a better apartment, right? But before I had learned this patience lesson, which I've been having a lot of patience lessons, so I think it's very interesting that's similar to you guys. Before I learned this patience lessons, I wouldn't have been able to not act out of fear, and I would have had to get that apartment, and then I would have set myself up in a way that I wouldn't have wanted to, and I wouldn't have followed my intuition out of a fear, right? And so I think that what this lesson is teaching you is that you don't need to move from a place of fear, because you know you have yourself, and you know that if you listen to your intuition and love instead of fear, you're going to make the decisions that are really, really, really helpful for you and really good for you. And I think a major secret that's being revealed is that you're not responding out of fear anymore. You're not making choices out of fear anymore. You're making choices out of loving yourself. You're making choices out of meaning. You're making choices out of your intuition. You're making choices from a very patient, still way, and moving from that space. And that is going to, of course, cultivate an amazing 3D experience of like getting things that you want, getting in relationships that you want, finding people that treat you right. And this is a lot about also relationships. I was hearing, like, when I was talking about the apartment, I was hearing that like some of you may have just gotten out of a relationship, and because you are finally ready to get out of that relationship, right? But you're also looking at, what do I want in a relationship? And also, how can I go about this in a cautious, patient way and be discerning about who I let into my life? Because my life, I am really starting to love. And I don't want to let anyone in my life that, like, you can be a part of my life. I don't need you to be my life. You can be a part of my life. And if I want you to be a part of my life, that means that I'm going to need certain things. I'm going to need you to meet me where I'm at. I'm going to need you to give as much as I give. I'm going to need you to be upfront about how you feel and communicate the way you want, the way I want, and clear communication and honesty and loyalty. And it's like you're asking for things that you've wanted this whole time, but now you're ready to be patient, right? This card is screaming at me. You're following your heart and being patient with what you're being given. You are being patient, so you don't need to accept behavior that may not be good behavior and behavior that hurts you. You don't want a relationship that hurts you. Here's the thing. When you've had relationships, let's just say in childhood or even exes, that have been painful, you think that love equals pain. That's what you believe. That's what's unconscious, right? Like that's the unconscious process that happens, that you now believe that you deserve something that not even it's about deserve. It's just that love actually, you think that love feels like pain, right? This is something I'm learning too, right? Like I've been attracted to painful relationships, and I've always thought that it's almost like pain. It feels like love to me because of my childhood, right? And so I've had to get really clear on, I actually don't like that and I don't want that, and being very clear with my body about, does this feel like love or does this feel like pain? And is this person treating me right, or is this person not? Like, it's almost like you're looking at relationships from a practical point of view instead of a trauma and or like needy point of view. I hate the word needy. I'm not trying to call you needy. I just mean, like, I'm trying to find the words that are right because I don't want to hurt you, I guess is what my point is. But You may have been moving from that space, but you're not moving from that space anymore because of this beautiful patience that you've cultivated. But you're really looking at relationships in a new way from a practical point of view. You're really looking at it from a still point of view. You're really looking at it from what you're learning about what love actually is now, to opposed to what you learned about love previously. It's almost like you're redoing and rethinking about what a love relationship actually is and what a love relationship actually isn't, and how it feels, right? It's almost like you're now recognizing what your body's feeling when you're with someone, because the problem is that excitement and anxiety can be very, very similar. And this is why it's so complicated, because when you meet someone, sometimes you can think that you're really excited when actually your body is telling you to stay the fuck away. You know what I mean? Your body's going, whoa, I don't know about this. And if you've had trauma, then like it just makes so much sense why that happens, right? It's like, of course, like why wouldn't that happen? Because what you've learned maybe from love when you were a child is fear and neglect, and what this person's showing you, and you're excited about it. And there may be both, right? It could be excitement and anxiety, because of course when you get into a new relationship there can be fear, or when you meet someone, I mean, there can be fear in the beginning because you're like, you don't know about them and it's unknown. So it's like all of that gets very complicated. So I think that you're being very cautious and patient about the way that you want to approach love, the way that you want to approach relationships and people, and what you want to invite into your life. This invitation card, it's like, what do I want to invite in my life, and how can I do it in a way that honors my heart and honors the value that I bring to the table, because you're really valuing yourself. And I feel like that's super exciting. God, you guys, I cannot tell you, this is so beautiful. I'm getting so excited because I just feel like it's so grounded, right? Like this is grounded, full, satisfying energy. It's powerful, but not loud powerful. It's like, it's just this beautiful, powerful energy of shining, but not shining to shine. It's like you just do shine. You are valuable. You are letting your fears dissolve. You're not listening from a place of fear anymore. You are proud of yourself. You are bringing in acceptance. You have grown a lot. You are moving a place from meditation and stillness. You are, this is the thing about practical action. I was like looking at this card for a minute, and it's clarity and organization, a tidy house. You could be thinking about how to organize things in a more practical way. And this is another thing I'm seeing right now all of a sudden. You are moving from a place of like taking one step at a time. I've been doing this thing where I'm now only focusing on what's happening during the day on that day, because I have this thing where like if I have a reading I need to get done on Wednesday, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get done right now, right? Like that's my head. But now I'm now cultivating this ability to, I don't need to do that right now. I'm just gonna focus on what's going on today and not let myself get overwhelmed by the little details and the little things that I'm gonna have to do. Because if I have a big week, like, and I've been having a lot bigger weeks on things I need to do and get done, because I'm just getting a lot done. I'm having a lot change right now. And I'm now just finding the ability to be like, I'm just going to focus on what happens today. And I think that you're doing that same thing, and you're doing it by organizing things better. You're doing it by moving one step at a time in a different way. And that is just, everything that I'm seeing is so there's so much growth here. And it's like I think you're now realizing just how much you've grown as well, and how much you're seeing. And I don't think I'm telling you anything new here. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. I may be able to put it in words in a different way than you're thinking about it, but I'm telling you, I feel like you're getting all this, or you're about to understand and see just how much you've grown. And I think that you have a hard time giving yourself props, and this reading is to give yourself some props, because that's the one thing I'm kind of feeling that maybe you're not doing. Everything else I feel like you're doing so well, but the giving yourself props may be hard for you. And just take a moment right now and give yourself some fucking props for this. And also take another moment tomorrow and give yourself some props. I mean, I feel like it's funny because I was talking about this to someone I did a personal reading with, and I was talking about doing 15 minutes of grieving every day. So there's this thing where you can set a timer and grieve as much as possible, put a sad song on and grieve as much as possible for 15 minutes a day, and then put it to the side. So you feel everything in that moment, right? And you get those feelings out. What I'm feeling for you guys is like kind of doing the opposite. It's like sitting with how much you've grown and how proud of yourself you are, and just really thinking about all the amazing shit that you have gotten accomplished in the last however long, how far you've grown from 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, how much you've done, how far you've come, and really just sit with that. If you could do that for 10 minutes a day, that not only will help you with manifestation because you're now seeing things in a really beautiful positive light and seeing yourself in a positive light, but it will also encourage you and help you see yourself clearly and value yourself even more. I'm taking this advice. I'm doing this. This is great advice. Thanks, Spirit. Like, that's awesome. I'm doing that. You're staying true to yourself, true north. You're finding balance in almost every single area I'm talking about. You're finding balance. You're following your sun. You're following your joy. You're following your optimism. You're following what makes you happy because you can, because you've now learned the patience of not listening to your fear. Your heart chakra is going through something major. I also feel like your solar plexus is going through something major. Solar plexus is all about your power and your self-esteem and your self-worth, and your heart chakra is all about your love and your heart chakra and your relationships and how how you react to the world. You're inviting different people and new people into your life, and you're inviting it in a different way. It's almost like the way that you invite things into your life is different. It's also who you're inviting in, of course, but it's how you're inviting them in, how you're thinking about things, how you're moving ahead, how you're cultivating these types of things. And then we have Leo, which is shine. You're really shining because of all this inner work that you've done. And people are magnets. I'm telling you guys, when you're in this type of energy, when you've done this work, when you are like this, when this is happening, you're going to feel people magnetized to you. You're going to feel like a magnet to people. And this is also about that. One of the secrets of being revealed is that you are going to be very magnetic, and people are going to just look at you when you're walking by. People are going to be noticing you. You're going to be meeting new people. More people will be coming into your life because you've raised yourself so much. You've raised your vibration so much that you're now inviting new things, new people, new situations because of this energy that you're sitting in, which is patient. I mean, I do not like patience. I don't think anybody likes patience, but if you can be patient and move from a place of patience and love and your intuition, then I don't honestly, you're just going to bring in amazing things because you have there's this inner cultivation of growth inside yourself that is now seeping out into the world, and you are starting to see that seeping out. And it's just absolutely insanely gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to do some tarot. Okay. Spirit, can I get some tarot on, I'm trying to think, what major secrets being revealed? Anything else? What other major secrets being revealed for pile 1? Yeah, you're walking away. You're moving to calmer waters. You're walking away, 6 of Swords. You're walking away from the things that don't serve you. You're moving to calmer waters. You're moving to places where you feel like you're going to be okay, where you feel like you can be happy. You're no longer listening and moving from a place of making someone else happy. I feel like a lot of you have been in relationships where you just you've sacrificed yourself for the relationship. You are no longer sacrificing yourself. You're sacrificing the relationships that don't serve you. And now you're fighting for yourself in the way that you fought for other people. That's what I feel. This is Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like some of you are leaving a Knight of Pentacles behind for some reason. Strength. You're finding the inner strength to leave behind the people that are just not working for you, that aren't. You're figuring out how to be your own Knight of Pentacles and your own King of Pentacles. You're figuring out how to do that, and that's why you're leaving behind people that don't. This guy looks like he's walking away as well. Even though this Knight is not indicating that he's walking away from anything, that's not what he's about. That's what I'm feeling he's about. You're finding the inner strength to walk away from the people and the situations that don't serve you, and you're giving yourself this inner cup of love. And you may be calling in a different type of love because you now are operating from a totally different frequency, from a totally different space. I want to get one more for some reason. 2 more apparently at once. Yeah, temperance, balance. You're calling in major balance. 10 of Cups. I knew it. I was like, I need to pull more. Because you've called in this strength and you're loving yourself, and that you're calling in this balance, you're calling in your 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is about happy families, happiness, homecoming. It could be marriage, long-term success, bliss, could be children, soulmates, destiny. You're calling in those things because you are now giving yourself strength. You are now giving yourself this love. You are now giving yourself balance. You are now walking away and going to calmer waters of the people that don't serve you and giving yourself the Knight of Pentacles. And Knight of Pentacles also is about money. And it can be about being stable and grounded. And it's not just love you're giving yourself opportunity. You're giving yourself financial opportunity. You're giving yourself maybe the career that you've always wanted. Some of you could be moving to new jobs. I mean, it's like, it really is. It's just everything around you will be changing because you have changed so much that you're not able to implement that change into the 3D. And that's why it's working so amazing. That's why you may be seeing things that you haven't seen before in your 3D world, or actually being able to implement things that you've always wanted to implement. Finally being able to leave the relationship, calling in a new relationship, moving houses, going to a new job, leaving a job behind. Like, those are things that you may be implementing into the 3D world. Okay, anything else, Spirit, for what other majors? Yeah, wisdom. You guys have gained so much wisdom. I mean, wisdom from patience, right? It's like you're gaining wisdom from really being patient, not getting the things that you've wanted for so long, but also finding, this is the thing, it's not about not just getting what you want, right? It's about not getting what you want and accepting that and being okay with that. That's what patience is. It's not about just never getting what you want and feeling like, why can't I ever get what I want? Which is probably part of it, right? But it's all a process, right? Learning how to be patient is a process. You're in the beginning, you don't get what you want for a long time and you're just pissed off about it and or upset or hurt and just like, why can I never get what I want? I'm trying to be patient, right? There's a difference between trying to be patient and actually being patient. And now, because you're accepting of being patient and filling yourself in the things that you want without waiting for somebody else to give it to you, you're now learning what actual patience is, or that you've gone through the process of what actual patience is, and now are at actual patience. And you've learned this beautiful wisdom from going through this process of learning what patience is. And that's what that's about. Wow, it's beautiful, you guys. It's really beautiful. Yes, you're releasing what no longer serves you. I mean, that's what a lot of this is about. You're releasing what no longer serves you. You're releasing your old ways of thinking. You're releasing, the old ways you used to do things. Maybe the way that you used to, move through the world, think about things, call things in, the way that you act, even in the way that you get, in the way that you're trying to get what you want, like acting, like you may have done things differently, like this tidying organization, you may have done things differently and like acted from a place of like fear and fastness or desperation, and you're releasing that way of doing it and you're calling in a more practical, grounded, discerning, patient way of moving through the world and getting what you want and taking action in what you want. It's about action as well. Blessings. Yeah, you're calling in major blessings. Oops. You're calling in major blessings. Okay, I want 2 more. Yeah, you're on a major voyage. This is like you guys have reached the end of a cycle and you're now going into a new cycle. You're going into a new gateway of living. You're moving into a new gateway of living. You're calling in wisdom. You're getting blessings because of that, because of how much work. Takes a lot of work. This is not about this doesn't just come to people from not doing anything. You have to really work at this for a long, long time to get to where you guys are at. And I hope you guys are seriously, seriously proud of yourselves, because Spirit is very proud of you and I'm very proud of you. I want you guys to go check out Capricorn Venus Tarot's video on what people secretly think about you if you haven't. But I think that's all I have for you guys today. I really appreciate you guys being here. I am so insanely proud of you. I hope you guys are proud of you too. And yeah, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. So today we're looking at what major secret is being revealed. We have full moon in Virgo, take inspired action. New moon in Taurus, know your worth. Ancient oak spirit, strength, which is 2. Aspen spirit, courage, which is 3. 57, unmarked trail, revelation. 44, perfect storm, the courage to step into life. Dark moon, pause and rest, you deserve it. Hecate, change is important, release the past. 35, first chakra, Archangel Michael. 48, angel of balance. 48, 10th house, authority. And 31, Juno, partnership. So what I really feel like is, first of all, we have two courage cards, know your worth and authority. So I kind of feel like one of the major secrets that's being revealed is your courage in stepping into finally going after what you want. I feel like you guys have maybe had a blockage in going after what you want for a long time. Like, I'm talking a long time. I feel like it's a long time. It may not be a long time for some of you, but I feel like mostly for it is a very long time. You may have not had the courage to finally go after what you want. And there's this deep revelation of that blockage is no longer there, or it's totally leaving, right? Like, you guys are really having the courage to step into your life in a totally brand new way. And it's because you've cultivated this inner worth and this balance, right? And this inner authority. You guys have called in deep patience and strength. I feel like you guys are also in pile 1 as well. It's pile 1's very similar, but it's different in a way. So if you feel called to pile 1, go check that out. So you guys have cultivated an inner partnership with yourself. You guys have called in an inner partnership with yourself. You may have been wanting to call in a relationship and haven't been able to do so. And in not being able to do so, you've had to kind of be with yourself and love yourself, and you've given yourself what you wanted from that person. That's what I'm feeling. And I think maybe you weren't able to be with this person because Spirit wanted you to work through that and to gain that inner authority and inner self-worth, to give yourself what you really wanted and to focus on yourself, so that you can learn how to do that. And you have learned how to do that. This reading is about this confirmation of you now have given yourself what you've desired from everyone else, finally. And now because of that, you're having this beautiful courage to go after what you want. And this inner discernment of figuring out, like, who do you want in your life, and having, which is like kind of pile 1, having the patience to not call in relationships that are not good for you, and waiting for the relationships that are good for you, and not just calling in people because you need that filler, that time, or that filler of time, or that filler of someone there to be there for you so that you're not alone. You have worked on you've worked on being alone and like being okay with being alone. This is about being okay with being alone and loving yourself in that beautiful aloneness. And I'm so proud of you, because it is so hard to do. It's what I've been doing. But it's so satisfying, right? Because it's like, now when you move from a place of being fulfilled and not needing someone in your life to fill that space, you can now call in someone to not be that space for you, and call in someone that's really beautiful and really treats you the way that you want to be treated, and that can enhance your life but not be your life. You know what I'm saying? You guys are going through a major change. Like, one of the major secrets that's being revealed is you're going through major change, and like, you're calling in different types of things. You may be like, in your 3D world, you may be calling in totally new situations, totally new people, you may be, I'm moving, so you may be moving. I'm moving finally, and I am so excited about moving, but I finally am having the courage to go after what I want, and now I'm moving into a new apartment, and that is super scary. And I think one of the things that Spirit wants to talk about is that you're moving from a place of courage, even though you have had fear about doing this for a long time. So some of you are doing something that you haven't been able to do for a long time. Going after a relationship you want, moving to a new space, going after a job you want, calling in a different partnership, calling in different friendships, going out into community. You're calling in different things because you've now cultivated this inner awareness and inner love, self-love, inner confidence to go after what you want, and to not move from a place of fear, but move from a place of intuition and love. And you guys are really in your inner authority. Like, you guys are moving in your life with authority in a way that you have never done so before. And you are taking action. Like, there's this take inspired action. You are taking action in a practical way, but you're taking action. I feel like, this is what I'm hearing, every day they're taking action towards the things they want. They are taking action. You may have not been able to do that before because you were too afraid, or you feel like you didn't have the strength. Because you've been alone, because you've cultivated this, or you've grown, right? You don't have to be alone. You could have been in a relationship, but working on yourself, right? It doesn't have to be you being alone. But because you've cultivated this inner strength and knowing your worth, right? Knowing your worth, you are now able to take inspired action to go after the things that you want in a new way, to finally call in the things that you want. I also feel like you guys are manifesting from a more positive space. You guys have been really trying to work on your thought patterns and how like you think about things, and like not thinking about things in a fear-based way or in a worrying way. You're trying to think about things in like, what is the most positive, beautiful outcome that I could think of? And you're thinking of that and trying to call that in. You're manifesting in a better way. You're manifesting in a more clear way, in a more positive way. And because of that, also, you're calling in things you want. You're raising the bar. That's what I'm hearing Spirit say. You're raising the bar of what you're going to accept in your life, in your relationships, from people, from groups. You are truly raising the bar on what you feel like you deserve, because you know your worth, because you're taking steps. You're finally feeling like, I can do it. I can do this. I can do this. I am going to be able to do this because I love myself. I know I can give myself what I need. I don't need anybody else to give me what I need. And I know that I'm going to be okay because I have now cultivated this beautiful inner strength to finally go after what I want. And because of that, you're now calling in these beautiful things in your life and finally having this blockage removed of not being able to go after what you want. I think it's super interesting that we have two 48s and a 44. 48 and 48 is like 4 and 4 and 44, I believe. And that's a lot of foundational things. And then we have first chakra, which is all about your foundation. You have really cultivated a strong foundation. That strong foundation is now holding you, and now you are seeing that because of this foundation, you're able to move from in a space that you haven't been able to move from before. This foundation you've built out of strength. You've built out of strength. And now because you have this strength and this inner fulfillment, you're having the ability to take inspired action, to take courageous action towards the beautiful things that you've always wanted, towards your wish fulfillment, towards the relationships that you want. And you're thinking about relationships in a new way. And it's like you're releasing the past. And this may be something you're still trying to do, not holding on to people and past issues that have hurt you. I think you guys are in the process of releasing this, right? And in the process of releasing this, it can be I think you guys are really hard on yourself, like, I'm not releasing it enough. I'm trying every single day to release it and nothing's working. That's not true. Every single time you try to release it, every single time you take a step towards releasing it, Spirit's really stressing this. Every single time you take a step towards releasing this, you are releasing this. It's just a process, right? It takes time. And it's like you have released so much. So it's like, give yourself props for the fact that you've released so much and continue to release it, which you are. And it will become one day you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh my God, I don't feel like that anymore. I don't want that person anymore. I don't need that person anymore. I don't want that job anymore. I don't need this certain thing to make me happy anymore because I've done so much work on releasing stuff. I feel like you guys are trying to release relationships. Most of you are trying to release relationships that don't serve you, or friendships, or like bosses. I'm getting like a bosses kind of thing, like some boss that you don't want to, some job you don't want. A lot of you are trying to work on releasing things that don't serve you and don't make you happy anymore. And Spirit is saying you are in the process. Give yourself time. You are doing everything you're supposed to be doing. I think a lot of this is about just understanding that you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing to release it. There's nothing more that you could be doing. Spirit's saying you're doing it all. They're like, don't beat yourself up and think you should be doing something you're not doing. You are releasing the past issues, the past people, the situations that don't serve you. Trust in the process. Trust the fact that it will happen because you're doing the work. You guys are doing the work on this. If you weren't doing the work, then it'd be like, no, you're not going to like release it because you're not doing the work, right? But you guys are doing the work. As long as you're doing the work, it's just learning about patience and learning that it's going to take some time and trusting that this is working out in your favor, trusting that the work that you put in is not for nothing, because it's not. I'm telling you right now, it's not. It's just trusting that this will come to fruition. Also trusting in the things that you want. Some of you may be on this like precipice of like going after what you want, but some of it may not be here yet. And it's like, it's going to happen. Spirit's saying it's going to happen. If you're trying, like I'm trying to find an apartment right now and I'm like, I need to find one right now and nothing's happening and I want this one, but it didn't work out, right? And I'm like trying to find one, but it's like, I'm trying to trust in the process that like, Spirit's going to bring me the apartment I want. And as long as I don't move from a place of fear and desperation, and I move from a place of love and move from a place of intuition and following my intuition and following where it goes, then that's all I need. And I will get the place that I'm meant to get, right? And it's having the patience to wait for that, right? So it's like, I'm working on cultivating inner patience, and also working on, like, I saw an apartment last night and it was just not what I wanted, but I was like, I could get it right now and I could be out of this house, because I'm like over being in the space I'm at. I really want to move. I've been in a relationship for a long time. We've been together, but like not been together for like the last couple of years, but we've been together in the same house, but not together, I guess is what I'm saying. And I really want to leave, because I'm just like, okay, I need to get out of this right now. I finally have the ability. I need to do it all now. Like, I'm bulldozing it, right? And it's like, I'm learning about now through this process how not to bulldoze through it, because I don't need to bulldoze through it. One, and that's moving from a place of fear. And now I'm moving from a place of like, I didn't get the apartment last night because it wasn't right for me. And I'm now moving from a place of love, right? And it's like making the choice. There's always a choice. I can either move from a place of fear, or I can move from a place of love. And I'm choosing to move from a place of love, because I know that out of love, I will get things that are love. That I will get the things that I want. I will get my wish fulfillment. It's just about having the patience and trusting in the process, and trusting that it's not if, but when, right? And it's like, same for you guys. This is not an if, but a when. If you continually put in the hard work, if you continually try to do whatever you need to do, it's not if, but when, right? It's not. Wow, guys, I am like so insanely, like, I swear these first two piles have been completely like mind-blowing. This is mind-blowing stuff, guys. And it's like, I think you guys, I said this to pile 1 too, give yourself more credit for where you're at. And there's this pause and rest, you deserve it. It's like pausing and resting because you deserve it. And that pausing and that resting will help integrate what you're trying to learn here, what you are learning here. Making sure you're not bulldozing through situations out of fear, right? And not pushing yourself too hard out of fear. Because trusting and having the patience that everything will work out how it's supposed to, and pausing and resting so that everything that you're learning right now, and this lesson that you're learning about patience and trusting and love, will integrate itself into your body. It's almost like looking at pausing and resting as healing. It's like not looking at it as like some pastime that's like super like lazy, like, because it's not. Pausing and resting will help integrate the lessons that you're learning. Pausing and resting will help give you the ability to have the energy to continue going after what you want. And it's just continually taking the time to do that. But it's also taking the time to, I was talking about this in pile 1, which I just said, but I was talking about this to another client. I was doing a personal reading, and I was talking about taking 15 minutes a day to grieve and really feel those feelings for 15 minutes, and then putting it to the side, listening to a sad song. I'm thinking you guys should take 15 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever a day and think about how fucking hard you've worked, how far you've come, what you've done, how amazing you are, what value you bring to the table, how you have just come so far, and giving yourself that credit and that pride and that value and that self-worth for 10 minutes a day, because that will teach you not only bring in more manifestation things, right? Not only bring in more wonderful things for you, but it will also teach you how to value yourself in a concrete way. And I'm taking this advice because I was like, this is amazing advice, Spirit. I'm taking it. I'm going to do that too. So I just think that would be so amazing for you guys to do. And also the other thing is that you're bringing in balance, because you've created this beautiful foundation for yourself. You're bringing in balance in a new way. You're thinking about things in a new way. It's honestly super amazing. I think you guys should be so insanely proud of yourself, because this stuff is not easy. It took a lot of work to get you guys here. This takes a lot of work to do. It takes a lot of work to get to this space. And it's like giving yourself that. Oh my God, Knight of Pentacles came out for pile 1 too. Okay. Yeah, I think some of you are leaving a relationship behind. I don't know. There's this 3 of Swords. There's some heartbreak that you're healing from. It could be past, but I feel like it's a relationship that may have been in your life for a long time that you finally are leaving behind, some of you. And some of you, this could be a childhood wound that you're releasing. What is this Knight of Pentacles about, Spirit? Can I get a clarifier? 2 of Cups. Okay. Hold on. Can I get more about this, Spirit? Page of Pentacles. What else? There may be an offer coming in. I'm trying to see. Okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know if it's like, okay. No, okay, so this is what I'm seeing. Okay. So there was somebody that you thought you could have a good relationship with, that was this Two of Cups, a relationship. It seems like a love relationship. You felt like they could give you what you wanted, but there was something that happened in the relationship where you didn't get what you wanted. You felt stuck. You were trying to release it, but you did, right? There's a heartbreak from it, and you gave yourself this Page of Pentacles. You gave yourself, I know Ace of Cups is not here, but you gave yourself this love that this person wasn't giving you. And you got yourself out of this Eight of Swords energy where you felt stuck by it. You felt like trapped by this relationship. That's what I'm hearing. Or the construct of a relationship you felt stuck by, and you left that construct behind. You released that construct. That's confirmation that you've released this construct. But what you guys, I think a lot of you are working on, is releasing a relationship which gave you, like, Nine of Pentacles is all about, like, somebody who is conservative, somebody who's ambitious, hardworking, maybe very financially stable, maybe very good at giving you opportunities. I think that you left this Knight of Pentacles behind, gave yourself the opportunity. I think you're working on trying to give yourself financial abundance, or whatever this person gave you that you didn't have, that you felt like you needed from them. You left this behind. You got yourself out of this. You're releasing this right now. Spirit's saying you're releasing this. You gave yourself the Page of Pentacles. You gave yourself the Ace of Cups. It's not here. I feel like it should be, but it's not. Spirit's saying it's they gave themselves a love, they gave themselves the financial stability, or they're trying to give themselves a financial stability to make sure you're giving yourself this, and now you don't need this person. You came out of this. You're coming out of this Eight of Swords energy, and you are releasing it. Look, we have Queen of Pentacles. You are this Queen of Pentacles. You're giving yourself what you need, opportunities you need. You're standing in your full strength because you now have learned how to give yourself love and stability, which this person may have been giving you, and now you have emotional fulfillment. You don't need anyone else to fulfill you. You have emotional independence and fulfillment, but it's heartbreaking. There may be heartbreak that you're feeling over this. There may be heartbreak from what you lost, right? Some of you are really leaving a relationship behind. Anything else, Spirit? I'm just like, this is interesting. Yeah, King of Pentacles. It's interesting we have King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. I think some of you are calling in a better relationship. You may be thinking about how to call in a better relationship. You want a King of Pentacles to your Queen of Pentacles, or Queen of Pentacles to your King of Pentacles. It doesn't matter, right? Masculine, feminine, doesn't matter. You want someone that's going to meet you where you're at. You want someone that's going to not fill what you don't have, but enhance what you do have. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Okay, anything else? Yeah, you're moving forward. You're moving forward by surrendering. That's what I'm hearing. You're moving forward by surrendering. You're surrendering the fear. You're surrendering the past. You're surrendering the impatience and the desperation. You're surrendering the relationships that don't serve you. You're surrendering by letting go and not holding on to anything, but by letting go and not holding on to anything, you're actually calling things in a whole brand new way. And it's absolutely insanely gorgeous and amazing. Okay, so yes, look, you guys, fulfillment. You guys are calling in inner fulfillment. You guys are calling in fulfillment. You have fulfillment. You have learned how to fulfill yourself, right? That's what this whole reading is about. You've learned how to fulfill yourself, and now because you know you feel fulfilled inside yourself, you don't need anyone. And because of that, you're also fulfilling your life in a whole new way and having the courage to fulfill your life in the 3D, right? And you're calling in fulfillment because this is where you're moving from inner fulfillment. You're manifesting fulfillment because you have fulfillment. It's like everything that you have inside of you, that deep thing that you've worked on, that you now have, is you're gonna call that in because that's your vibration. You are fulfilled now. That's what you guys have been working on. That's why this is so gorgeous, because it's like, it is so hard to have fulfillment, right? It's so hard, especially if you've had trauma or pain or bad relationships. It's hard to fulfill because you never had it. So because you've done this work to fulfill yourself in a whole new way, in a full way, and because of that, that's why this is happening, because now you have the strength and the courage to go after what you want, because you created a foundation on fulfillment and strength. Wow, guys. Wow. Like, honestly, wow. Miracles. God, you guys. And the rainbow. Wow, I mean, I just want to be silent for a second. I was only silent for like 2 seconds, but like, but you guys are really calling in miracles. Like, this is what this is about. Because you've done so much work, because you've worked so hard, because you finally are giving yourself what you need. you're now calling in miracles. Now miracles are starting to happen for you, and you're starting to see miracles in life because you're seeing things from a new lens, and because you feel differently about yourself, and because you feel fulfilled, you're calling in miracles. Miracles are happening for you. That's the secret that's being revealed, that you, because of this inner fulfillment, you're creating fulfillment in your world, and because of this inner fulfillment and strength, you're calling in miracles because you are a completely different person now. Oops. Whoopsies. Okay, which one, Spirit? Because that's a lot. Power. Freedom. Right? Like, you don't need anybody or anything. You want it, right? Like, we all want it, but you don't need it. And you now are finding that you, like, love your freedom. Because you may want to be alone for a while. I don't know. Some of you may want to be alone for a while. Some of you may not, but some of you may want to be alone for a while because now you have this inner freedom that you don't need anyone, and now you want to just figure out what it feels like to be alone, for some of you, because you have the power to do so and you don't need anyone. I mean, I don't know how to tell you, this is so beautiful. Like, honestly, you guys, I am so insanely proud of you. This shit is like up there on the there's no words that can convey what this is, like how amazing this is, how much work it took, how much grit, how much resilience, and now you're seeing these miracles and blessings because of this power, freedom, and fulfillment that you now have because you cultivate it, because you work so hard. This doesn't come out of nothing. You had to work so hard to get here. And because you've created the foundation for yourself, you now are finding miracles in your life. And yeah, it's just absolutely insane. So, okay, I want you to go check out Capricorn Venus Tarot's video on what people secretly think about you if you haven't seen it already. And I think that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all your support and your comments. You guys are so insanely amazing. I am so blessed that I get to read for you guys, honestly. So, like and subscribe if you can, and I will see you guys next time. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So today we're looking at what major secrets being revealed. Your cards are Last Quarter Moon in Scorpio, Revealed What Needs to Be Seen. New Moon in Aries, Go For It. Thicket of Thorns, Uncertainty, 43. Wizard of the Woods, Focus, 50. 58, Vanishing Mirror, Eagle of Sublimation. 22, Fool's Embrace, Transmuting Pain. Moon and Flower, Bloom Even If No One Is Watching. Liberation, Forgive, Heal, Rewrite, and Move On. 51, Healer of the Ages. 17, Action. 29, Ceres, Nature. 27, Pluto, Rebirth. Okay, so I feel like you guys have just gone through something major. I feel like you guys are just about to leave something behind. I feel like some of you are in a relationship you're thinking about leaving behind. I don't think you've left it totally yet. Some of you are thinking about moving jobs. Some of you are thinking about changing friends groups or changing communities. There's a thinking about things. I think you guys, one of the major secrets is being revealed. I think you guys are seeing things in a whole new way. I think you guys are looking at how your ego may have been affecting you, and I think you're seeing things from your soul's point of view instead of your ego's point of view. And I think you're realizing that your ego has done things to keep you safe, but may have been using unhealthy coping mechanisms to deal with your pain in a way that hasn't been helping you. And I feel like there's this like major revelation of seeing that for the first time, or seeing it in a new way, seeing it in a different way. And I feel like you guys are really looking at, okay, I need to transmute this pain. I need to heal this pain. I now am really like, okay, I can't run anymore. I have to heal this. Like, there's no longer, I can't run from this anymore. This is hurting me too much. I'm feeling too much pain. This is not satisfying me. This is not making me feel fulfilled, right? And there's this major focus all of a sudden on transmuting your pain in a whole new way. And there's this go for it card. It's like, what are you not going for? And I think you're looking at what have you not gone for and what you need to go for to make yourself happy. And also not being so hard on yourself for the fact that you have been uncertain in certain situations and you haven't felt this ability to go after what you want because of out of fear or out of not believing in yourself. And you're like, okay, what do I need to do to believe in myself to get what I want? I can totally relate to going through this. I went through this and it's taken me a long time to get to where I'm at, but I had to go through this in the beginning of facing my pain and seeing how my ego was affecting me. And then now I'm in the space of being able to finally move to a new apartment and get a new place to live. And I'm so excited, but it's like I'm feeling a lot of uncertainty too and going after that. But I finally have the strength to go after it because I've done a lot of this healing work on loving myself, championing myself, building a beautiful foundation of strength. And I think you guys, what I think that you guys are doing is looking at building a foundation of strength. You're looking at old foundations that haven't served you. You're looking at old relationships that haven't served you. And you're revealing what needs to be seen by looking at this mirror. You're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're going, okay, what has not been serving me? What issues have I not been looking at? What things have I not been asking for or moving to because I need it, but because I'm afraid to go after it? What pain am I not looking at that I need to heal and transmute? You're rebirthing in a whole new way. You're taking action to heal. That's what I'm feeling very strongly. You're liberating yourself. You're forgiving the people. I think this is mostly about forgiving yourself, but I think that this is about forgiving other people as well. Maybe parents, maybe old relationships, maybe yourself for not being able to move in certain situations that you want to move into. You're nurturing yourself in a whole new way. And it's like, it may be, I think there's a wound here about nurturing yourself. I think that your parents or ex-relationships weren't very nurturing, and you equated that to, I don't deserve to be nurtured, and nurturing is bad, and or I don't deserve it, and or it makes me weak or whatever. And I think you're looking at the way that nurturing actually is something that you need, accepting that it's something you need, but not only accepting it, but going after it. Thinking about, I want to nurture myself first, then I want relationships that are nurturing. And it's saying, it's like almost like you're saying, I'm okay with that now. I want to be nurtured. Why is it not okay to want to be nurtured? Everyone needs to be nurtured. Babies need to be nurtured. And if you weren't nurtured as a baby or as a child or even in relationships, then you need that nurturing, right? It's like we all need to be nurtured. And I think you're looking at, I want to be nurtured, and that's okay. And I'm going to nurture myself so that I don't need other people to nurture me. And then I also want a relationship that's nurturing. You may have been in relationships that have been very selfish, where people haven't been very nurturing or loving, and or you haven't been able to go after relationships that are nurturing because you've maybe felt like it's a weakness, or it's overly, it may have made you feel very overwhelmed to be in a relationship that's nurturing, or to be in a relationship where you're seen. And because I hear being seen isn't safe, being seen is not something that you're used to. And to have someone see every vulnerability of you or all your vulnerabilities make you feel super overwhelmed and super vulnerable. So if that's the case, right, it's like doing this, I think you're just like, okay, how do I do this for myself? You're not looking at other people to do it for you. You're figuring out how to focus on healing, on what your ego has been doing lately that hasn't been serving you. You're focusing on healing yourself in a new way, liberating yourself from relationships and past situations, and also past wounds that have not been helping you. And you're learning how to bloom even if no one is watching. You're focused on yourself. You're taking action to focus on yourself. You're taking action maybe to leave things that haven't been serving you. You're taking action on looking at your pain. I think this is a lot about looking at your pain. And Spirit is so proud of you, and you needed to go through what you just went through. There's something you guys just went through that caused a lot of uncertainty, that caused a lot of, that was maybe born out of ego, that wasn't serving you or making you feel satisfied, but you were doing to kind of like fill the time or make you feel okay, or make you feel like you weren't alone, right? And you're seeing that for what it is for the first time. You're taking action to rectify it. You're also taking action to heal something that has been something you needed to heal for a very long time, that you're finally saying, okay, I need to heal this now. I cannot wait anymore. I cannot do this to myself anymore. I want something better. And you're now owning and accepting that you want something better, and not just that you want it, but you deserve it, right? And that is super scary, right? All of this is very scary, but I think that you're so tired of it. I think you're so tired of it. I think you're like, I'm done with this. This is just not making me feel good. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this to myself anymore. I deserve better. I need to be better. I want to be better. And you're unleashing yourself in a different way. It's almost like I feel like you guys are very closed in, and now you're like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to unleash myself. I'm going to take myself out of my own cage that I built for myself, and I'm going to love myself, and I'm going to champion myself, and I'm going to find nurturing that I need for myself, from myself, through therapy or whatever it is, right? Any kind of anything, right? The fact that this is something that you're finally seeing and being revealed, this is being revealed. You're finally seeing this for the first time. You're finally saying, I'm ready for this. I want something better. I'm accepting I want something better. I'm going after it. I'm not going to move from a place of fear anymore. And that's just about looking at yourself. It's not about calling in anything. It could be about calling in something that you've wanted to call in, that may be a catalyst that's moving you, right? Like you're like, I want a relationship that is loving, nurturing, kind, compassionate, whatever, right? Loyal. And I can't have that because of where I'm at right now, but I don't want that yet. I want to work on myself so that I'm ready for something like that. That's what I'm feeling you guys are doing. It could be also a job or friendships. It could be anything. But what you're doing is looking at yourself, and you're not going after that thing yet, but that thing is helping you move forward and helping you learn how to give yourself what you want from it. You're learning about you're giving yourself what you want from it so that you don't need it, but you're also doing that so that you can then have the courage and the strength to go after what you want in life. That is a relationship, that is people, that is places, that is situations, that is jobs, whatever, right? It's about revealing what you need to see, revealing what you need, knowing what you need. First of all, it's figuring out what you need, owning that you need it, not pushing that away, not shoving it down, not saying I don't need that, I'm cool, I'm fine, right? No, you're like, no, I'm not fine. I need that. I need to feel better. I need to be okay in myself. I need to work on myself. I need to love myself. I need to face this. I need to shed the old. I need to let go of the people and the past issues that are hurting me. I want to give to myself in a new way. I deserve it. I want it. You're going for it. And I'm so proud of you. Oh my gosh, this is amazing, guys. It is so hard to get to this place, but you're rebirthing yourself in a whole new way, and it's out of nurturing yourself. It's out of loving yourself. It's about healing, being this healer of the ages. You're no longer hesitant about healing. You're now moving into a place of super going after it, facing it. I'm going to work super hard. I'm going to go after my healing because I know that going after my healing will help me bring in the things that I want, go after what I want, not move from a place of fear, but move from a place of love, and love myself in a whole brand new way. And when you love yourself in a whole brand new way, guess what? You call in everything else that loves you in a whole new way. And you can love yourself. You can love yourself in a relationship, but also have a really intimate relationship with people that you may have not been able to do before because you may have not felt safe to be vulnerable in relationships. You may have worn a mask because you've always been hurt in vulnerability, right? And that's totally okay. It's totally normal, but you're now not accepting that has to be that way. You're like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. I'm going after what I want. I'm moving from a place of love. I'm going to call in something better for myself and love myself in a whole new way. It's absolutely insane. I'm so proud of you guys. This is so hard to do. It's so hard to face, but you're facing it. And it's like, give yourself props for coming to this point because this was a major blockage you just got through. You just got through this major blockage, right? Something made you realize this. Okay, we've got 3 of Cups. What else, Spirit? 5 of Wands. You guys are persevering. This is you guys fighting for love. Fighting for inner partnership, not from outside partnerships, but fighting for your inner safety, fighting for your inner community of yourself. Like it's almost like you are trying to call in inner fulfillment and inner safety and persist in that courage to go after that, and that will bring in this beautiful community, people, what I'm hearing is like copacetic or like really just really good relationships, just really copacetic relationships, really like I'm grabbing the wrong word. It's not copacetic. It's like relationships that are really like flowing relationships. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. It's something with a C. Temperance. You're calling in balance. You're finally calling in balance. You're calling in balance of relationships, but you're actually what you're mostly calling in is inner balance. You're calling in inner balance, and that inner balance will translate to outer balance. Yeah, you're giving yourself love in a whole brand new way. We have Ace of Cups. Yeah, see, here's a hermit mode. Okay, so you're in hermit mode. Hermit mode is about self-reflection. I forgot to say that in the beginning. I felt like you guys were in a hermit mode when I was looking at the cards before. But you guys are in a deep reflective period. And you're learning about how to be alone and be okay with being alone. And not, like, being alone born out of independence. I'm not talking about that. And, like, I don't need anyone. That's not what this is. I think you guys have been like that. I think what you're calling in is being alone in a fulfilled way, fulfilling yourself so that when you're alone, you don't need anyone or anything that your ego says you do to be safe. You don't need unhealthy coping mechanisms. You don't need people. You don't need anything. You can be this beautiful person being okay with being alone. See how she has that light? She's shining because she doesn't need anyone to make her happy. She's given herself this cup of love, given herself this inner balance, persisted, and given herself inner fulfillment so she can be alone and be okay with herself and also have relationships that serve her, right? Because that's what this is about. Having relationships that serve you, but not because you need them, but because you want them, right? You don't need anyone to make you happy. That's what you're trying to move to. You're trying to move to this inner fulfillment. It's really amazing, you guys. I'm so proud of you. Okay, is there anything else, Spirit? Yeah. You're going through a gateway to healing. You're calling in wisdom. You've learned something really, really strong. You just went through a major lesson. You've been through literally, you guys, I saw, it's almost like you guys crashed through this inner blockage. Like you rammed right through it because you're tired of it. You're like, I'm tired of this, but you've been in this space for a long time of not being able to move. And you've been like, I'm okay with it this way, but you haven't been okay with this way. And now you're like, I'm not okay with it this way anymore. I'm finally like, no more. I have to get my shit together. I have to love myself. I have to face my pain. Because you know that you know how to do it. It's almost like you know the way. You just haven't been going on the way because it's been too scary or too overwhelming, or you've been maybe a little bit lying to yourself, like everything's fine, I don't need this. But you do need it. You need yourself. That's what this is about. You're choosing yourself. You need yourself. You need yourself in a new way. You need your safety in a new way. You need inner safety. You need to not be so hard on yourself. You need to love yourself in a new way. You need to go after your things that you want in a new way. You want more satisfying relationships, but you're realizing that it's not the relationship that you need that's satisfying. You need a relationship with yourself that's satisfying, and that will call in a satisfying relationship whether you go after it or not. You're trying to create an inner foundation of strength and security and stability and safety so that you can call in relationships that serve you. Because I think that you guys have been through in a lot of relationships that have been shitty, that haven't been giving you what you want, that haven't been satisfying or fulfilling. And I think it's been hard for you to go after the relationships that you do want because they're too scary, because you haven't had this space inside yourself that has been vulnerable for yourself. You haven't been reparenting yourself. And it's like, this is a lot about reparenting yourself, a lot about giving yourself kindness and peace and patience and love and building a new foundation based upon those things instead of ego things, right? Which is like, sex or, drugs or, food or whatever, right? Like, or a job or even money, like money and opportunity, right? It's like you're realizing that those things actually don't satisfy you. What really will satisfy you is this inner cultivation of healing and love for yourself. And then those things, you can go after those things that you want, but you'll go after them in a new way and you'll want different things because of this beautiful inner cultivation of fulfillment and love and power that you're going to create. That now you're going to be seeing things differently and you'll be vibrating from a different frequency and manifesting from a different frequency, and you'll be calling in those things in a brand new way because you're going to be thinking about not that you need it, but like you're going to be thinking about how to change things, and you're seeing why to change things, right? Then you're going to be changing things. I'm trying to put this in the right way. Sorry, guys. It's a complicated concept for some reason. How, but not why. No. Why, but not how. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sorry, guys. You're trying to change how you do things, but it's changing how you do things because of changing like how you're reacting with yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. You're changing how you interact with yourself, and that's going to change your outside. You may have been trying to change your outside to change your inside, but you're changing your inside, and that's going to change your outside. And that's what I was trying to say in a better way, but I could not do it. It's fine. Delight. You're calling in the things that delight you, right? You're calling in inner delight. Yeah, this is a voyage. You're realizing that this is a long journey, that this is going to take a lot of patience for yourself. Yeah, you're seeing the truth for the very first time. And in a way that is a, like, it's a truth I feel like you've been ignoring for a long time, and you're now no longer ignoring it anymore. You're now finding this wisdom of what your truth actually is, and loving yourself in that truth, and accepting that, and like finding the strength and the courage to move forward from this new truth that you're at, because it's a new truth. Anything else, Spirit? Simplicity. Yeah, make things as simple as possible. Like, this is about making things as simple as possible. Because you're on this journey, it's gonna feel very overwhelming, and I think making things as simple as possible is going to be extremely important. I feel like there's more here, you guys, and I don't know why. I don't know why I want to keep going with other cards. I'm not supposed to be. Hold on. There's something else. I don't know what it is. What am I missing, Spirit? What am I missing? I'm missing something, and I feel like it's big. What am I missing? Magic stream. Anything else? Education, magic stream. Okay. Strength. Rescue. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe. Okay, details. Okay. So you're rescuing yourself in a new way. Because of that, you're going to find there's new magic coming into your life. You're learning about educating yourself in a new way about something, but it's also about educating yourself on healing. You're calling in your inner strength to create a new foundation. Details. I think the reason I feel like there's more is because I think that you feel like you should be doing something you're not doing. And I think you know what to do. I think it's trusting that you know what to do, and trusting that what you need will find you, and that if you want to heal, you will find the right healing. You will find the healing that you need. It's like, I feel like it's overwhelming to think of all the details, all the things you need to heal, everything. I think it's very overwhelming. So I think making it as simple as possible, and just taking one indicated step at a time towards healing. You may be thinking about, like, where do I start healing? What do I work on? I would just work on, like, what are the memories of your childhood that you feel like are affecting you the most? Sometimes it can be the worst. Sometimes it can be the earliest. Sometimes it can be a situation that you have been triggered in the now, that you can actually go, it is actually connected. It's always connected to something really deep and old. But keeping it simple, not overriding yourself with this. There's no race. I think this is what I needed to say. There's no race. This is a voyage. Looking at it as a voyage instead of a finish line. You don't have to do this right now. I think that some of you may be worried about, some of you may want a relationship that you feel like you're going to lose a chance on if you don't do this right now. And that fear, right? If two souls are meant to be together, they can get through anything, okay? And if this person and you are meant to be together, you're going to be with them in the future. If you guys are meant to be together, you guys, if you have two people that really want to work on a relationship, and that even if there's pain there, right, you don't have to do this right now, right? This is what I'm hearing. This is really specific. You don't have to do this right now. Work on yourself, and if it's meant to be, it will happen. Take off the pressure on yourself. Take off the fear. Take off I need to get this done right now so that I can do this, so that I can be with them, right? I just feel like this is for a few of you. If you don't resonate, then totally don't take this. But some of you may also be feeling too, like, it might be about a job. It might not be about a person. I feel like for most of you, it's about a person, but some of you it could be about a job. And you want it, like, you need to be financially stable, right? And it's like that fear of, like, if I don't heal this, then I might not get what I want. That's not true. When you heal this, Spirit is going to bring in the things that you want when they're supposed to be brought in. But it's honestly like one of the things that is also like learning, like, when you go through this healing, you're going to learn that you don't need anything to be okay, like, outside of you, and that, like, you're going to have the inner strength to go after what you want, and then you're going to be able to get what you want because of that. And that's something you're going to learn when you heal, right? So this won't even be as much as an issue as you think it is, but it's also a valid fear. Like, you're afraid that you're going to lose something because you don't heal fast enough. Some of you could be in a relationship that's saying you need to heal or I'm not going to be with you, right? That could be for some of you. And it's like, focus on the healing. Try not to focus on everything outside of you. I know it's very difficult. Focus on the healing. The healing is what's important. Focus on your healing, and what's meant to be will happen, you guys. What's meant to be will happen, and you're not going to you may lose something, but guess what? Something better will come into its place if you do lose it, right? So it's like, you're not going to lose anything that you need. What you're going to cultivate, you're going to get what you need because you're going to be there for yourself. And that's what Spirit's really trying to help you understand, that nothing outside of you is going to give you what you need inside of you. When you give yourself what you need inside of you, everything outside of you will work out in your best possible, highest way, right? So it's like loving yourself. Don't give yourself too much pressure on needing to get this done right now. That may feel very overwhelming. You don't have to do anything right now, but work on yourself, like really, truly, deeply. Just face this. This is a lot, right? Thinking about what you need to do out here can be too overwhelming when you need to just focus on what's in here. And when you focus on what's in here, everything outside of you will work out. I'm telling you. So just continually just face what you need to face. Don't pressure yourself. Don't feel like you have to get it done right now. This is not a finish line. This is a voyage. This is a journey. And take your time. Make things simple. Take one step at a time. You can do this, guys. You can do this. I believe in you. I think you're now figuring out that you believe in you to even take this step. And I'm so proud of you for doing it. I'm so proud of you guys. Okay. So go check out Capricorn Venus Tarot's video on what people secretly think about you for my collab. And I think that's all I have for you guys. So please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.